Yo, what's good, everyone? He doesn't even need to introduce himself. Dark is here to save the Blue Lock community along with me. Batman and Robin back at it again. It is time. I know y'all hear him laughing. Introduce yourself, Dark. They already know you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Dark. Call me
Yeah.
Darkworld, Dark for short. It doesn't matter. I'm here with Noel, good buddy of mine, and we're gonna be talking about some Blue Lock today.
Yes. Now, if you haven't already been able to guess by the thumbnail, we are talking about the most consistent players in Blue Lock. And what I mean by the most consistent is I'm talking about the players that don't only just perform in one arc, not two arcs, but they perform across from the start. They're introduced to the end of where we're at right now. So that's where we're at with it. And we have a list of 5 characters with 2 honorable mentions. Would you like to get into the honorable mentions first?
Yeah, something else I wanted to bring up is we're not including a few like certain players, like the masters from the NEL. They just didn't have enough screen time really, and we didn't want to like waste spots on them. So we're not including any of them. And then if the character's in like one arc or something, then they're probably getting skipped over as well. There's just no point in even talking about those characters. So yeah, moving on from that, we have some honorable mentions, and our first one is Chigri.
Yep.
Now, it's a little bit weird because the first thing you think of, like when you think of Chigri, is probably something very slanderous. Not gonna lie, but like if you really look at it, he's been really good since the beginning of the series. Like late first selection, he comes on. Early second selection, he was kind of like an animal. Like Nagi and Isaki and like Rayo, everybody there just kind of acknowledges, yeah, like this guy's really dangerous. He was kind of just that guy in early second selection. Third selection, he had a good performance. Even early NEL, bro, Kaiser has a line of dialogue about Chigiri that's like crazy after his goal. Yeah, he's just like doing insane glazing on Chigiri, bro. He's like, bro, he's beautiful. He's got a nice shot. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like sprinkled all throughout the story is like all these little just terrible moments for Chigiri, you know?
Him crying was really a really bad moment that affected him not being on the list.
Yeah, that one's brutal.
Yeah.
Really, really brutal.
His lowlights are definitely worse than the people that we do have on the list, but Chigiri is consistent. We couldn't deny him that, so we had to put him in the honorable mentions. But the other player that is on the honorable mentions is a lot more funnier to me because we do have Borrow in the honorable mentions. Now, I know your first thoughts is, when is Borrow bad? He's not bad a lot, but at the same time, there is this one moment that me and Dark were kind of talking about where it's like, it's so bad that we just couldn't put him on the list because nobody else has a moment.
It literally invalidates him being on this list because of this moment.
Yeah. And of course, if you could have guessed, because it's one of his only lowlights, is when Borrow is playing on Isagi's team in second selection, and he starts getting devoured by Isagi to the point where he's literally having flashbacks about him sitting on a couch and being a chud. We can't let that slide. I'm sorry. We just can't. We just can't.
Bro. And it's so bad because you could say this about a lot of characters. Okay, they've had bad moments. Like, what makes this so bad for Borrow is his entire philosophy was like altered by Isaki here, and he just changed who he was for this one play. Instead of being the king, like I think he says this himself, like I submitted to Yoichi Isaki. It was like, it's so bad, bro. It's such an awful, terrible moment for bro that like, even though you can even argue he was the best in first selection.
Yeah.
He was great in second selection. Didn't do too much in third selection, but by NEL, I mean, bro's got an entire team.
Yeah.
You know, like the entire team is made up around him. So he's been a great player for a long time. It's just this one moment is so slanderous and terrible for him that it was like the deciding factor on him like getting cut from the list.
Yeah. By no means is he not consistent. We're just like, nobody on the list has a moment as humiliating as that, like by far. But that will get us into the actual list now that we're done with the honorable mentions. And starting off with number 5, the ice dribbler, Hiyori, right? Now, I know what you guys are thinking. He did sit on the bench for half of NEL, But I want you guys to remember in third selection, when he did play, he was the one that was setting Ren and Shido up most of the time and even set Isagi up regardless. He was the one who activated Isagi's Metavision in third selection. And in the U20 arc, when he subbed in, he also had a statement that Sendo says he has relative curvature on his passes to Sai Toshi. I know how much I love Sai.
Insane.
So I'm about to say,
statement, bro.
I'm about to say, yeah, insane statement just because the way it's worded. But basically, he has that kind of like statement that's relative to Sai. And then on top of that, although he does ride the bench for half the NEL, we didn't hold this against him because he didn't want to play soccer. Like, that's clear to everybody at that point. He didn't want to play soccer. But when he gets on the field and he plays with Isagi, he starts dominating Ubers. He was the main reason they won. Without without Hiyori and Isagi, they 1-1. And on top of that, in PXG, we get the ultimate X ultimate from them, from Kunigami, Isagi, and Hiyori. And Hiyori has no real lowlights in that game after he kind of takes Charles out the game and just stops his passes. So I think for the majority of NEL, when he's actually needed, he performs. Third selection, he performs. And U20, he performed for the time he was in the game. So that's why he's here. That's why he's here.
Yeah, and like, also not to mention, France, bro, he finally got a goal for the first time in so long. Like, he's doing his thing in France. Like, he kind of just flattens out Loki, like, really bad at one moment. And like, okay, if you say Loki's holding back or whatever, I mean, it's Loki, Also in third selection, if he is linking up with Rain and them, Nanase, who's on that team, just straight up says, yeah, like, I can't even read Rain's movements, Isaki, but I can read yours. So like, Hiyori has like pretty solid vision, really good passing. And the thing about the NEL, if you want to hold it against him, it's like no one expects anything of Hiyori like Baro, right? We all expected a lot of Baro, and he had that bad moment. Hiyori's like low point is like, okay, did anyone expect him to be like balling out and like rivaling Kaiser at that point? I don't think anyone did. Ever.
Nobody.
Yeah. So it's like he also just didn't have that high of expectations, and every time he's doing something, he's just a really consistently good player, gets good glaze. He's just a really solid player.
I know the 5 Yuri fans is just like clapping their hands and happy that he's on a list. Just that he's just on a list. But we do have the number 4 spot. Would you like to get into that one? Because I know that one's a gut spot.
Yeah. So this is a character that is pretty divisive. Like, people either love this character or hate him. It's Shido.
No in between.
And yeah, so like the main knock you could say about him is he's always the first to lose because he's usually like second, I guess you could say. But like, let's just be real. He's a dog pretty much every single time we see him. Like in third selection, he's just that dude, right? U20 Japan, okay, yes, he has Sai as his teammate, but he's doing what he's supposed to do, something that not even the ace striker, granted, it is Sendo, but, compared to the blue lockers and stuff like that, these are like good players, Yeah. So he's just doing his job, and you can't really fault him for that. And, Sai did literally choose him. He consistently has a good salary whenever he plays in the NEL, despite having to split time with Reen. He's just a really solid player for a really consistent amount of time.
Yeah. And I do want to go back to Sai choosing him, because we do have to remember how many great players are at Blue Lock and how many players could have filled that spot. And Sai goes out of his way to pick Shido. Like, he kind of deems him on a higher level than them, at least as an egoist, because, that's clearly what he was chasing after. And then on top of that, Shido, even currently, although he hasn't scored, Crossley even tells everybody that he's a genius that he either changes who he's around or you have to oppose him. Like, that's just how definite he is on the field. Like, there is no, like, let's put him in a situation like this. And there's a little off topic, but let's put him in a situation like this. Let's say Hugo's guarding Shido and he tries to hit him with the B number 2. That shit's not working. Immediately, that shit's not working. Yeah. Like, that's what we mean. But
yeah,
Shido deserves that top 4.
Not to mention, Ego, whenever they're talking about Shido not being on the U20 team, this kind of goes in line with what Karasu's saying right now. They're like, Yeah, there's just no one in Blue Lock that can like understand and play with him. All of his goals in third selection were like individual goals. He literally just works by himself. So the fact that he's keeping up in the like rankings, egos rankings with someone like Rain, despite just doing everything by himself. Now I know he has to get passes, but it's more so like the essence of his plays are just individualized. It's just crazy, that everyone is not really even totally in sync. The only real person we've ever seen be in sync with him was, Charles, which that's another, crazy feat. He had the first peak performance, peak performance goal. So,
yeah, which is one of the best feats that we've gotten so far in the manga, like truly. But, we have the number third spot now, and this is Mr. Impossible himself, Michael Kaiser. Now we did say at the start that we probably weren't going to include people that only played in one arc, but let's be so honest, Kaiser's so consistent and he's so impressive that we had to include him in this list. Kaiser scores in every single NEL game, and not only does he score, he shocks everybody every single time, to the point where he gets a Real bid halfway through, and we have to question, is he just that goated? Right? So we have his goal against Barcha, which they were shocked. We have his goal against Manshine, which he blitzes the team. And then one of the best goals in the series, his goal against Ubers, which physically should be impossible. Physically should be impossible. The fact that he's capable of doing that to our best defenders in the series, by the way. These, who is it? RU? Bum-ass, Sendo, Scrub, Aiku, stop getting clipped. Like, yeah, bro. I mean, what are we gonna talk about? And then in the PXG, he gets the Kaiser Impact Magnus, which has unbelievable curvature. Like, what are we? Yo, that word is gonna fire me.
Yeah, bro. All right, yeah. You're gonna have to rephrase that one.
Okay. He has unbelievable curve, and it's just like, yeah, we have to include him in here because to deny him of this spot is ridiculous. Like, he is one of the most consistent players, and his only lowlights is in the PXG game, which he then recovers from and rebounds off of immediately and gets even better. So that's the number 3 spot. Undeniably.
Yeah. And bro, like something I want to add on here.
Yeah.
Like Kaiser's biggest loss is losing to someone that then became the number 1 like player centered around for the U20 Japan team.
Yes.
Like Isaki. Like that's his only loss, and it's like they're clearly extremely relative. Isaki just. And keep in mind, this is in his white hair form as well.
Yeah.
Like this is the most pressed Isaki has ever been to be number 1. And he just barely edges out Kaiser. Like they're clearly very relative by the end of that arc. He's been great the entire NEL. And like, let's just be real. The NEL is like damn near half of the Blue Lock manga.
Yeah, it's like 100 some
it's
chapters.
Like, it's a ton of games and he's getting constant screen time. And he's just a beast all the way through. Like Noel was saying, he just scores every single time, and every single time he does, there's just, bro, it's like Mary
wow.
Donuts. It's crazy.
Literally, it's
like
wow.
The amount of glaze is crazy. It's like, oh my god, his leg, and like Isaki's like shaking in the corner, like tweaking in a straitjacket, bro, and like Chris Prince is like shuddering of fear. It's like it's crazy how much they glaze him every time he scores. So,
So I know we have Kaiser, a big name at 3, but I want Dark to personally introduce the number 2. I know he loves the number 2.
Yep. Okay, so we have Nagi's maker.
Wait. Wait. Don't do that.
At number 2, we have Reen, okay? So Reen, I don't even know what there is to say. He's just always been number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even remember. Does he lose a game in second or third selection?
He doesn't.
He
doesn't.
He doesn't lose a single game while being ranked number 1 in second and third selection. And he's always putting on. He's goated all of second selection, all of third selection. You get the U20, it's like, okay, the things are getting a little bit sus. Like the pressure's kind of turning up. Like Baro like came off the bench, got a goal. It's like, all right, Reen, this was your moment. And then Destroyer. Right, he stopped Saitoshi, bro. He stopped Saitoshi. Yeah. That's all you really need to say for the U20. That alone pretty much is clearing every other player in U20 Japan game. right? NEL, he's just been the top dog the entire time. I mean, his worst, and granted, this is fair criticism, is him not closing the deal in the bastard PXG game. And let's just be real. Even if he didn't like close the game, it's very obvious that he's just the most skilled and most talented player there. Kaiser calls him like the most skilled or talented in Blue Lock. Isaki after this arc is like, yeah, people like Kaiser have more talent than me, so like, or more skilled than me. So not only is he probably just more skilled than all these people, he's also just leveled up because he's in that destroyer mode, and it's consistently portrayed. It's like Isaki and Kaiser need to like tag team to stop him.
Yeah.
That's the only combo in the NEL, barring like the Masters, that are even stopping this man. And then even in current Blue Lock, he's still going crazy. The only thing we don't know of is how is he going to respond in the most recent game, and we just can't answer that yet. We really just don't know.
Yeah, I do want to highlight that him not losing a game in second and third selection, because it's even deeper than that. He really doesn't lose a game until the last game of the NEL. He literally didn't lose until then.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
So yeah, he has the longest win streak ever, I think, like ever in the series. He does not lose.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He does not lose. So he definitely deserves that number 2 spot, but I know you guys probably aren't going to be able to guess the number 1 spot, because who likes the number 1 spot? I mean, let's just be real for a second. Who likes the number 1 spot? But the number 1 spot is Batra, Hater Meguru.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, that's crazy. I know why you said that.
Hater Meguru.
Bro, so Batra, look. He never name one person Batra has not gotten along with in the entire series, bro.
He didn't get along with Shido at first.
Bro, out of nowhere. Bro just looks at Nagi and is like, you're a failure. Bro has never hated on anyone the entire manga. Anyways, so Batra is like one of the least slanderable characters in Blue Lock, because he's always he's chilling, or he's like doing just enough to get by, or he's just actually doing more than enough. Right. And in the case of more than enough, Nigeria game comes to mind. Right. He's balling in Nigeria. OK, NEL, he was a beast. Late NEL, he's a beast. OK, maybe his low points, I guess you could say U20, he's not doing as much as some of the others, but there's so much spotlight that players have to share in that game. It kind of makes it hard to say that a player's fraudulent from it or something. First selection, he probably has the best overall goal. Just genuinely, he just kind of solos the entire field. So there's never really a time that Batra is like a bad player besides 1 point, if you want to touch on that. And the reason that that's so good is because he's been here since day one.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted me to touch on the one time Batra was a bad player, and that's when they were playing against Isagi's team when he was on Ren's team in second selection, and Nagi had to say something to him, and just mentally nerf him a little bit, and then Batra has the backstory, and then goes on to destroy Chigiri and Baro and Nagi like it's nothing. And to be fair, I'll give him this: he would have scored the goal if Isagi didn't read him, which it's Isagi, so of course he's gonna do it. But that is his literal only moment of a low light. He has a highlight in every single arc. U20, he would have had a highlight, but Sendo had to come in. But he had destroyed Aiku. Again, Clipbot. He had to destroy Aiku.
God, dude.
But it's like
brutality on Aiku.
Yeah, that's because there's really nothing you could do about it. And in NEL, he did eliminate Nagi, I guess. I mean, unfiltered hatred, if you ask me. But he did eliminate Nagi.
Yeah.
So we got to give that to him.
Boy in the ground too.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Okay, well, we know Ren's OP, so there's really nothing we can do about that. But that's the top 5 right there, and I think that you can kind of switch Ren and Batra around if you think Ren being number 1 every single arc is more valuable than that, which I could see that. But I do think beats wise, Batra just performs always, never just doesn't perform, right? But that's pretty much the list. Me and Dark, we had to come together on this one and just glaze these characters and give them the respect that they deserve, because 3 of them on this list are very much hated by the community, like halfway through the community.
No, I would probably say everyone but Batra is hated by someone. You know what I mean? Batra's the only character I see that really doesn't get slandered. Like, at worst, people will be like, "Oh, I'm just not a Batra guy." You know?
Yeah, Batra is for everybody. I mean, like Ren might get slandered on like Sunday or Saturday. We don't know about that one, but hopefully he doesn't. But yeah, no, that was the list, everyone. Again, shout out to darkworld. Came on the channel, did his thing as usual. You know, again, great partner, man. And
yep, thanks for having me on, bro.
Yep. So subscribe to him if you're already not subbed him. If you weren't already subbed him, not gonna lie. Remember what I said in the last video: hot Cheetos and Pepsi. Y'all don't want that, okay? Let's not even go there, right? But all right, guys, if you liked it, comment your list. If you got it to this part of the video, I'm gonna know, because if you didn't comment your list, I'm gonna know. Comment your top 5 characters that you think are the most consistent characters in Blue Lock.
And who did we forget? Like, tell us who we forgot.
We definitely forgot Kiora.
Consistent?
We definitely forgot Kiora. Kiora,
yeah,
most consistent player. Showed up, backspin pass, never seen him again. Consistent.
Yeah, maybe you think Yukimiya is just the solo god, right? Maybe you think he's just got the crazy feats. You think he needs to be on this list. Tell us why.
Yo, Dirk, and I'm keeping this in the video. If one of my subs say Yukimiya is the most consistent, I'm telling them to click off the video. They have learned nothing from the past 20 videos.
I'm deleting my channel.
You're like, yeah, that would be sick. But okay, guys, we're not keep you guys any longer. We will see. Well, I'm not gonna say we. I'm not gonna be sure if he's in the next one. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. I got some bangers coming up. I feel like y'all gonna like that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.